Shalom Israel. First and foremost, we need to give all praises, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh Bashem Al Shai Bashem Kakadash, the one of the apostles, and those great millstone for teaching us his true peace and blessings. The whole collective Israel Shalom. Yahweh is the name of the Honey Father, and Sheru Bashem is the name, and Yahweh Shai is the name of the begotten Son. Back on our lesson, and today going to be going to how Leviathan, or also known as Godzilla, will come out in these last days. Now you see the spirits being pushed about Leviathan. Now you see new movies coming out dealing with Godzilla. A show, I think it's called Monarch, has Godzilla in it. 2 new movies coming out with Godzilla, which you see recently. The new movie, I believe Godzilla -1, which I still need to watch, which a lot of people are saying, it's super good, as was that other one, which is called Godzilla X Kong, a New Empire, something to that effect. Both of me seeing that spirit being pushed, man. And people are going to call us crazy. They're going to mock and scoff for saying that Leviathan, also known as Godzilla, will come out in these last days. Of course they're going to mock and they're going to scoff, but hey, as we go into Ezekiel 33 and 33, they know that a prophet has been among them. And Yahweh Bashem Shai is going to sick Leviathan onto you devils, man. Because you're going to have these devils trying to escape their judgment, trying to hide away deep underground, underwater, in these space stations. But you will not be able to run away. Yahweh Bashem Shai has covered all routes of escape. So, I'm going to leave these little gifts right here as just an example so we can, go back to that. Amos 9:1, which we're going to get right here. But just going back to this point right here, where do you think they got the inspiration from to create this type of creature and character within the movie? From the scriptures and from the Bible. Because when you jump into the scriptures, man, they are clearly pulling from it, man. Dealing with the hard steel-like scales, impenetrable, the fiery atomic breath. Where do you think they got the inspiration from in order to create this, man? As well as dealing with these other, types of superhero movies. Superman, for example. His name Kal being in the Hebrew. I mean, come on. Which we're gonna, go get Job 41 to go into the depiction of Leviathan, and you'll clearly see that they pulled from it, man. Amos 9:1. I saw the Lord standing upon the altar, and he said, "Smite the lintel of the door, that the post may shake, and cut them in the head. All of them I will slay them, all of them, and I will slay the last of them with the sword, and he that fleeth them shall not flee away, and he that escapeth them shall not be delivered." Now, get on to the main point. Verse 2, though they dig into hell, which is going to deep underground, the lowest part, then shall mine hand take them. Though they climb up to heaven, thence will I bring them down. There will be these space stations and deep underground, these mountains and all of that, especially deep underwater, which you'll see right here. And though they hide themselves in top of Carmel, I will search and take them out thence. What's going to deal with those mountains? And though they be hid from my sight in the bottom of the sea, thence will I command the serpent, and he shall bite them. That serpent going to be Leviathan, man. And also maybe other types of creatures the Lord may also send out, but mainly, dealing with the Leviathan. Because you can also get, I think, Wisdom of Solomon, the 17th chapter, going to these, new beasts, newly created, roughly paraphrasing. But let's get this, I think it's right here. Jump to the blue letter. It's not loading. But it says Amos 9:3, which can get the breakdown for serpent.
Strong's H 5175. Nachash.
Alright, so the serpent, snake, serpent, fleeing serpent. Let's see. Find something better. Should be around here. Now it says a serpent so called from its hissing. See the root. Jump down to this middle part. Use of the constellation of the serpent or dragon. Key point being dragon, northern part of the sky. Okay, let's continue on. Just want to get that and read it one more time. And those that hide themselves atop of Carmel, I will search and take them out thence. And though they be hid from my sight in the bottom of the sea, thence will I command the serpent, and he shall bite them. As we also get in Jeremiah 16:16, how the Lord's going to turn his fishers into his hunters. You know, going to be getting these devils out of these caves and these mountains and these dumps, which is short for deep underground military bases. They're spending billions, trillions of dollars on in order to try to flee away and hide away. You know, especially even underwater, man. Because even, I think, in the second movie for Godzilla, which I think King of the Monsters, they had, something like I think it was a ship under there, if not like kind of a base, where they're pretty much observing, Godzilla. But you can also even look up how much of the ocean has been explored. These devils obviously know something's down there, man. How much of the ocean has been explored? 5%. Yet these devils will say that they know more about space than our own ocean. And also, Lord is, mainly, hiding away a lot of these creatures, or else these devils will just, destroy them. As you see, they've been doing with the deforestation and killing all these different animals, just for the fun of it. Not even that. But if we only have explored 5% of our world ocean, that means that 95% of our ocean is unknown. So you can just imagine all the types of creatures that are down there, especially Leviathan, are also known as Godzilla. And I keep bringing up Godzilla because that's an example and a depiction of what Leviathan would look like. Once again, this is another example of them pulling from the scriptures, man. Because they pretty much got the detail down to the T. Dealing with the, once again, impenetrable skin, the scales, the fiery atomic breath, once again. Come on. Now we're going to get Book of Genesis, the first chapter, verse 21, which is another great point, which you'll see right here. Now it says, and Elohim created great whales, and Elohim being the powers. Now it says, and every living creature that moveth, which the waters brought forth abundantly after their kind, and every winged fowl after his kind, and Elohim saw that it was good. But main point being great whales. Of course, it means literal whales, but also when you go into the etymology of it, it's also speaking of something else. And that's why it's important to look into these words, man, so you know what the scriptures are talking about. Now let's see, and whales, Tanaim.
Strong's H 8577. Tanim.
Now look at this. It's an intensive from the same as H8565, a marine or land monster. And when you look at these movies, Godzilla's in the water, but he also goes on land. You see in the movie Shin Godzilla, he comes from the water, goes on land, starts wreaking havoc. In a few of these other Godzilla movies, for example, come on. So, and this is from the word whales, man. So it's obviously speaking of literal whales, but also another creature, which we're getting right here. As an intensive from the same as, let's see where this is at right here. But now let's see. Intensive from the same as, which we got right there, a marine or land monster, sea serpent or jackal, dragon, sea monster, serpent, whale. And you also see right here, dragon, sea monster. It cannot get any clearer. Look at this. Dragon, serpent, sea monster, dragon, or dinosaur. There you go. When people are going to call us crazy, that creature's not real. Leviathan will never come out because it's not a real creature. Just, mocking and scoffing, calling us crazy, and all these different things. But hey, he will come out in his last days, man. And as you know, the Lord is not a liar. As you see, a great serpent, a sea monster. So hey, there you go. Now move on right there and go into Job 41 and 1 through 34, which we're just gonna get the main points. Now, as canst thou draw out Leviathan with an hook, or his tongue with a cord which thou lettest down? And this right here is not going. It's like this right here is just going to show that Leviathan is not just your some average type of creature. Verse 2: Canst thou put a hook into his nose, or bore his jaw through with a thorn. As you know, Jake likes to have, pets, for example, snakes or lizards and bearded dragons and all that. But hey, Yahweh Bashim Shai's pet is Leviathan, man. Verse 3, will he make any supplications unto thee? Will he speak soft words unto thee? And when you look at that new movie, Godzilla -1, you see how angry and vicious, Leviathan or Godzilla in that movie is, man. Which I still want to watch it, man. Just looking at the clips and the trailers from it, Because in that movie, he's pretty much just wreaking havoc, man. Destroying tons of people and all that. This is what's coming out in these last days, whether you believe it or not, man. Now it says, will he make a covenant with thee? Wilt take him for his servant forever? Without play with him as with a bird, or without bind him for thy maidens? Shall the companions make a banquet of him? Shall they part of him among the merchants? Canst thou fill his skin with barbed irons, or his head with fish spears? Once can go and show that he's not your average animal or creature, man. Lay thine hand upon him. Remember the battle, do no more. Behold, the hope of him is in vain. Shall not one be cast down even at the sight of him? And you see in these movies how terrified the people are at seeing that creature. Now imagine in real life, man. Something appearing right before their very eyes that they thought was never possible. That can never be real. Even done with the chariots, man. People be flipping out seeing them, man. Now imagine when Leviathan comes out. And you may even see in the news, something, emerging from the water, Let's see. Behold, the hope of him is in vain. Shall not one be cast down even at the sight of him? None is so fierce that dare stir him up. Who then is able to stand before me? And you wonder why only 5% of the ocean has been explored, man. Because these devils obviously know something is down there, man. So you're telling me that they explored more of space than their own ocean? Than the ocean? Come on. Let's see. None is so fierce that dare stir him up. Who then is able to stand before me? Who hath prevented me that I should repay him? Whatsoever is under the whole heaven is mine. I will not conceal his parts, nor his power, nor his comely proportion. Who can discover the face of his garment, or who can come to him with his double bridle? Who can open the doors of his face? His teeth are terrible round about. His scales are his pride, shut up together as with a close seal. One is so near to another that no air can come between them. And you see within the movies, where I think the first one where they're shooting just regular bullets at Godzilla, all of it just bouncing off, nothing was able to penetrate him, man. Now, this is verse 17. They are joined one to another, they stick together that they cannot be sundered. By his neesings a light doeth shine, and his eyes are like the eyelids of the morning. And you can see other examples of that within these gifts. His eyes are glowing, which we'll get right here. Trying to find a good one. Let's see. Bear with me for a minute, trying to find a good example. Right here. See his eyes glowing and all that. And what's that? People are gonna call us crazy, man. Y'all are bugged out. Y'all know what y'all talking about, man. That can never possibly be real. You don't know the scripture, man, and you do not know the Lord. Because that's what Yahweh Bashim Shai wants is gonna release Leviathan in these last days. This is how you have that movie, I think, Clash of Titans. Where you pretty much have that person that's pretty much playing the Most High in the movie. Pretty much says, release the Kraken. Well, guess what? The Lord's gonna release Leviathan, man. Now, it's verse 19. Out of his mouth go burning lamps, and sparks of fire leap out. Out of his nostrils goeth smoke, as out of a seething pot or cauldron. His breath kindleth coals, and a flame goeth out of his mouth. In his neck were made his strength, and sorrow is turned into joy before him. Now, going back to the main point right here, verse 19, out of his mouth going burning lamps, and sparks of fire leap out. Where do you think they got this from, man? Come on. They took the inspiration from the scriptures, man. Another example right here, Shin Godzilla. Hey, these devils will stand no chance. The chariots, the elect, the angels, Leviathan, and ultimately Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh shies against you, man. You are through. It is written. Let's continue on. Now let's see where we left off. Verse 23. Though like the flakes of his flesh are joined together, they are firm in themselves, they cannot be moved. His heart is as firm as a stone, as hard as a piece of the nether millstone. When he raises up himself, the mighty are afraid. By reason of breaking, they purify themselves. The sword of him that layeth at him cannot hold. The spear, the dart, nor the habergeon, if I said it correctly. He is steamed with iron as straw. This is going to show how just dense and impenetrable he is, man. Iron is like straw to him. And brass as rotten wood. And you see how easily rotten wood is broken, man. You can just lightly shove it and it breaks and falls apart, man. That's what it's comparing it to, man. The arrow cannot make him flee away. It's like the arrow cannot make him flee. The sling stones are turned with him into stubble. Now, what's the modern day arrow dealing with? The missile, these devils' weapons and all that. Whereas 29 darts are counted as stubble. He laugheth at the shaking of a spear. Going back to his gift that I had in the beginning. Perfect example, man. Now, he maketh the deep to boil like a pot. He maketh the sea like a pot of ointment. And once again, you can see just within these movies, man. Because in this movie right here, they had a scene where he's pretty much, emerging from the water. And you can see that pretty much the water boiling around him. I'm trying to find a good example. Both of you saw in that little first image I got right there. And you're just seeing so many movies coming out about Godzilla. Just going to show the spirit is being pushed, man. See if we can play this clip real quick. Cause I do want to get this in as an example real quick. Ultimately, you get the main point. I don't want to drag this out, but you see right here, pretty much the water boiling around him and all that. But let's see. Now, verse 33: Upon earth there is not his like, who is made without fear. He beholdeth all high things. He is a king over all the children of pride. And you get the that movie. I think about the second movie of Godzilla. It's called King of the Monsters, man. Come on. But we're in these last few scriptures, and that's gonna be a lesson. Also, a brother commented on the comment board to go into Leviathan, and I was wanting to recently watch that movie coming out, Godzilla -1, and also you're just seeing the spirit being pushed, man. Seeing that vibration. Now it says Psalms 104:26. Now it says, there go the ships, there is that Leviathan whom thou hast made to play therein. And you can find many examples of Leviathan tearing up, or Godzilla tearing up things within these movies. Now, so there go the ship. There is that Leviathan, who is made to play therein, who thou hast made to play therein. So those ships are like rubber ducks to Leviathan, man. Isaiah 55:11. So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. So everything is going to accomplish which the Lord sent out to do. think another scripture came to mind. See if I can get this real quick. Trying to think of another scripture, but let's see one. Isaiah 55:11 one more time. So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return to me void, meaning not return empty, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper into the thing whereto I sent. So everything that's written will come to pass and will play out. And as we're going into right now, Leviathan will come out in these last days, man. And Yahweh Shem Shai is going to be sicking them onto you devils, man. And guess what? There may be multiple Leviathans, man. I believe another brother got an example. I forgot the exact scripture, man. I believe there's a few other scripts I could have gotten in this lesson to help push the lesson across, but maybe part 2, we'll see. Habakkuk 2 and 3. Because I do want to watch that movie going to, Godzilla -1. Spirit may jump on me again to go into another one. As if for the visions yet for a point of time, but the angel speaking not lie, though would tarry wait for it, because it surely come, it will not tarry. The vision speaking of those prophecies, man. And these things will happen and will come to pass. And guess what? We're in those appointed times, man. Why do you think so many things are coming out? Dealing with Leviathan, are also known as Godzilla. So it can't get any clearer, man. And once again, Leviathan will come in these last days. You can laugh, mock, and scoff all you want, but once he is revealed and he comes out, you're gonna let a prophet has been among you, and hey, you thought this was a game, and Yahweh Shem Shai is gonna give you a reality check, man. But that's pretty much it on that. Do want to give all praises, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh Shem Shai, Bashem Kakadash, to one of the apostles, and else great Muslims for teaching us this true peace and blessings. The hopeful elect of Israel. Shalom. See you next one. Lowell.